Hello, this is CityScape, a regular vodcast featuring people, place, and ideas that impact Livonia. I'm Dan West with the Livonia Chamber of Commerce. And we're at the Livonia corporate headquarters for NYX, an auto parts manufacturer that makes interior systems for Ford, GM, Volkswagen, Honda, and Tesla, just to name a few. We are here today to pay tribute to a gentleman who led NYX through incredible growth. Sandhu acquired NYX in 1989, which was one notable chapter in his incredible life. Mr. Sandhu grew up in India. At age 4, his father was murdered. Chain grew up with humble means, raised by his illiterate mother on a small farm. That did not stop him from pursuing an education where he earned 2 college degrees. In 1969, with $8 in his pocket, he brought his young family to the United States and started working as a janitor and later on the assembly line for General Motors. After making persistent process improvement recommendations, he became an engineer for GM. In 1986, he came to NYX to become general manager and purchased the company 3 years later. Under Mr. Sandhu's leadership, he expanded the company's capabilities and product line. This helped NYX grow annual revenue from $2 million in 1989 to some $600 million a year today. Today, NYX employs 4,200 people at 17 facilities in 3 states and 5 countries. NYX is one of the largest privately held minority-owned companies in Michigan. For building such a diverse workforce, he received several humanitarian awards and received the New American Leadership Award from Governor Rick Snyder in 2017. Sandhu continued to work while he battled cancer in recent years. He passed away this spring at the age of 78. We are joined today by his 2 sons who lead NYX. We have Jay Sandhu and Mick Sandhu. Gentlemen, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
Jay, can you talk about the circumstances that inspired your father to leave India and build a new life here in the United States?
My father was a dreamer, and everything about his life was, about achieving what most people said couldn't be achieved. And as a young engineer in India, he's told this story to the family many times. He was inspired by the words of John F. Kennedy and the idea of sending a man to the moon. And he said, any country that is able to do that or is pursuing that as a goal, I want to be a part of that. And he believed in the American dream. He had some friends of his who had also come to America. And so there was some precedent in saying if you're willing to work hard, there's lots of opportunities here. So that was the primary driver for him to want to come to America.
Mick, what traits and philosophies did your father have that enabled him to have business success?
I think, first of all, my father had passion. He had a passion for anything he did, particularly, for NYX. He had a passion to build the best automotive injection molding company in the world. And he, from the second he woke up to the second he got to work, he was very excited. I mean, he knew what he wanted to do from this every day, every week, every year. He could not wait to talk to people, to his employees, his team. He loved walking the floor. He had a true love of going to work.
Jay, could you explain some early decisions your father made to launch the company's growth?
Sure. My dad, as Mick said, was very passionate about NYX, and he realized pretty early on that for us to succeed, we had to grow. And when we bought the company, we had one product and one customer, and he always said a one-legged stool is not very stable. So we need to add as many legs to the stool as possible, and those legs would be what kind of products. And as we expanded our product capabilities to do doors and consoles and entire interior plastic trim, soft trim, we were able to get more real estate inside the car, and that allowed us to be able to do entire interiors, for example, the Ford Explorer or the Chevy Bolt, Ford Edge, all of those vehicles, we have the entire thing. Or on the Colorado Canyon, we have the doors and the trim. And it increased our content per vehicle to, single digits to, on some vehicles, we can have $400 to $600 per vehicle content.
Mick, you talked earlier about how your father was constantly on the floor, meeting with the team constantly. Why was that so important to him to meet with everybody every day the best he could?
I think, pretty simply, to him, NYX is about the people. The most valuable asset in our company are the people at NYX, and most particularly the floor. That's where, when you break it down, we're an automaker who makes parts, plastic injection mold parts, and we ship them to our customers, and the floor is where they are made. And he knew, a good, hardworking workforce that's happy is a workforce that provides high quality, good customer delivery, and is superior. And I think we preach it, and it started from our dad, that the most valuable asset we have in our company is our people. He believed that through and through, and we believe it as well. Without our workforce, we are nothing.
Jay, what will be the key to keeping NYX strong into the future?
If you look at companies, suppliers, injection molding, interiors, we all have similar equipment. Our machines may be a little bit newer and somebody else's is bigger or something, but it's the same process. And so there's no secret bullet that we do something to the plastic that makes it better than anybody else's. You have to make a lot of parts really well and deliver it on time on a consistent basis. And to do that, you have to have people who show up to work and follow our processes and are committed to getting better. It's in our industry, you can't just sit on your laurels, so to speak. You have to, for a lot of customers, you have to give a cost decrease every year. So a certain percentage you have to get better every year just to stay where you were. Then there's more technology and automation and things like that ever that has been brought out on the workforce, and now we're in the next generation of the floor. And Dan, that people have these images of what manufacturing look like, and then they actually see what a floor looks like. Now our machines are all smart machines and are capable of talking to each other, and artificial intelligence can predict when we need to do maintenance, and all of these cutting edge things. But none of that works if you don't have the right culture and the right people motivated to do things in that way and are passionate, like Mick talked about.
Mick, there's been a lot of heartfelt tributes paid to your father in recent months. What has that meant to your family and to the NYX staff?
To our family, it means everything. We kind of, I think, just sit back in awe and just see how many people's lives our father touched. We knew what an impact he had, but you kind of see everything, in moments like that, just how far-reaching his effect was.
Well, I do believe your dad has an amazing journey, and what a great business story that many people could admire and appreciate. And I thank you, Jay and Mick Sandhu, for taking time to share your father's story with us. And we thank everybody for watching this edition of CityScape. We'll see you next time.